organization. It's been such a thrill and pleasure. Tracy's going to say more about it, but I just want to recognize the important work that you're all doing and how much we really enjoyed working with you through this. So one of our human artists couldn't be here tonight, Andreas Deja, and many of you may know who Andreas is, but in addition to being on the advisory committee here at the museum and a devoted friend, he's a Disney legend, and he's responsible for some iconic Disney characters: Scar, Jafar, Gaston, Lilo, Hercules. A fantastic person. You can view his beautiful work in the theater gallery. He just does stupendous work. But I also wanted to really thank Tracy Timmer, our manager of public programs. She really poured her heart into this and did a fantastic job, so thank you. And her assistance from Maya also was critical, so thank you, Maya. And then Marina Biag, who is our amazing director of collections and exhibitions. She always outdoes herself. I don't know how she does it. Stupendous work, and I can't thank her enough. I'm very lucky to have Marina, so thank you. So now I'm going to introduce Tracy, who's going to say a few words, and then we have a couple of representatives from the organizations who will also say a couple of words. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. It's so great to have these events back in person again and to see you all here. As Kirsten said, my name is Tracy Timmer. I manage public programs here at the museum, and I'm the co-curator of this exhibition alongside our Director of Collections and Exhibitions, Marina Delgado. Many months back, our teams were brainstorming ideas for what exhibition could next be housed in this space and offered free to the public. We hope to continue the legacy of the community outreach exhibitions of the past, in which we highlighted art created by artists from local communities to elicit change and awareness of various issues that affect friends and neighbors from underserved or underrepresented backgrounds. However, we were also excited to tie this new exhibition into our upcoming special exhibition, Walt Disney's The Jungle Book, Making a Masterpiece. And a clear connection is, of course, animals. Living in the concrete jungle that we do, we knew we had to expand a bit further beyond our local community to find collaborators and artists. And so came our idea for our first Cause Awareness exhibition. And I'm sorry, I thought I could speak with this mask, but just take it off, it's falling down. The idea was actually inspired by my best friend and her recent experience. A few years back, she left the Bay Area on the adventure of a lifetime, volunteering at a big cat sanctuary in South Africa. While researching potential sanctuaries she could work with, she learned about a terrible truth within some parts of the volunteer tourism industry. Many so-called conservation projects offer well-meaning tourists the opportunity to help nurse and hand-raise big cat cubs by paying to be a volunteer. Volunteers are told that their time, work, and money goes into rehabilitating the big cats so that they can eventually be re-released to the wild. In truth, cubs raised by humans can never return to the wild, and once they grow too big to be cuddled, they are sent to canned hunting farms where they are hunted for sport, or to the illegal wildlife trade where they're mistreated or killed. Horrified by this revelation, she dug deeper into her research until she discovered a sanctuary actively working to combat these practices, which of course is one of our participating sanctuaries today, Panthera, Africa. While many of us here in the States are well aware of dangers of poaching and climate change, which are driving many animals to extinction, many of us may be less aware of issues like cub petting and bear bile farming. I envision this exhibition as an opportunity to educate museum guests on these issues, while also giving them a chance to actively participate in supporting these sanctuaries' work to stop these cruel practices. That's why all the artworks you see on the wall today, contributed by a participating sanctuary or organization, are available for purchase, with all proceeds going back to their respective sanctuaries. It has been my absolute honor to work with these sanctuaries and organizations who are doing amazing work around the world to combat the many injustices these animals and their habitats face. We are fortunate to have some of them here to speak with you today and tell you more about their efforts in rescued animals, but I'd like to quickly acknowledge a few of those. One of the first organizations we reached out to was Animals Asia, who are highly respected around the world for the incredible work they do in combating the harmful bear bile industry in Asia. Bears being used for their bile are generally kept in horrendous conditions, in cages where they are unable to stand or move around, and are subjected to painful methods to remove their bile from their gallbladder for profit. Animals Asia rescues and rehabilitates these bears in sanctuaries in China and Vietnam, while also focusing on dismantling the bile industry itself by reducing demand, raising public awareness, and engaging with government and policymakers in China and Vietnam to hopefully bring bear bile hunting to an end. Panthera Africa, as I mentioned earlier, rescues big cats from the canned hunting and cub petting industries, where they are so often subjected to inhumane conditions. It was their team who sparked the idea to display animal-made artwork in the exhibition. Panthera Africa's resident cats voluntarily create their paintings when their caregivers place a canvas and non-toxic finger paint into their enclosures. These cats are naturally curious and are quick to come over to explore the canvas and produce these beautiful creations with their paws, snouts, and tails. Wildlife Act, based in South Africa, work with a unique animal that is often overlooked and misunderstood, African vultures. Vultures are incredibly important to their fragile ecosystem, particularly in keeping infectious diseases under control, which I think we've all learned over the last 2 years is more important than ever. Vultures' numbers are decreasing alarmingly due to human interference in hunting, and Wildlife Act actively works to rescue and rehabilitate vultures and release them back to the wild. While we understand that vultures aren't particularly artistic, we were very fortunate to have some of their human advocates who work with Wildlife Act submit their own stunning artwork to our exhibition. And we're fortunate enough to have representatives from 2 sanctuaries here to speak to you in person about the amazing work they do. So first up, I'd like to introduce Joseph Fabigan, CEO of PAWS International. So thank you so much for this.
It's great to be here. Coming from Austria all the way along. Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm humbled to be here at the Walt Disney Family Museum, here with you and these incredible organizations. All to celebrate with you my favorite topic, animals. I would like to begin by thanking the dedication of those who made this exhibition possible. Thank you, Museum, and the incredible staff that graciously invited us to participate. I want to point out our 4 PAWS Boston-based staff who are here as well wearing 4 PAWS pins. Please find them for me if you have any questions about our work. Creative Conservation, the Art of Endangered Animals is the name of the exhibition. I'm here as CEO for PAWS, the global animal welfare organization for animals under human influence. We reveal suffering, rescue animals in need, and protect them. We are headquartered in Vienna, Austria, and also were founded there some 34 years ago in 1988. We are the global animal welfare organization for animals under human influence. And we have offices in 14 countries around the world. Just like this room, we are animal welfare worldwide. We also have 6 bear sanctuaries across Europe and 1 in Asia for bile bears. We have an orphan academy for baby orangutans in Borneo, Indonesia. This is a really incredible stuff. I can tell you, we have our orphans there. We train them to get released into the wild. They have family around them, they have human family around them because they lost their original parents. And I can tell you, our colleagues are climbing with them into the woods up 30-40 meters to train them to build nests and to sleep there. It's really incredible. But unfortunately, that's not like a sanctuary where we can invite people to get access to this area because it's high risk because of disease and stuff like that. We also have animal welfare care with stray animals and provide spay and neutering programs and medical services in a lot of countries. Our pride and joy is Lion's Rock. That's a sanctuary for big cats. It's one of the largest sanctuaries for big cats in South Africa. And we have a rapid response team to aid the most vulnerable in situations. There's an old Chinese saying, may he live in interesting times. These are indeed interesting times: war, pandemic, division, and we often see not that animal problems are people problems, and vice versa. This is why PAWS focuses on both rescue missions and on policy work. It is why we provide rapid help on the one hand and also push towards long-term solutions at political and intergovernmental levels, and also build and run high-standard facilities to care for animals in need. In this exhibit, you will see Shiva and Charuk, two tigers living at our Lions Rock Big Cat Sanctuary. You may see Hannah at our bear sanctuary Pristina in Kosovo, and you may see baby bear Andor at our bear sanctuary Domagir in Ukraine. Each animal shown here has their own story. While very often sad stories, we are providing these animals with a new life, a life of hope. In order to be able to do our work for a world where humans treat animals with respect, empathy and understanding, we need to win the hearts and minds of our audiences. We are hopeful that this exhibit is one such opportunity to warm your heart, educate the mind and inspire the change we need in this world. Walt Disney has a great tradition of telling stories that move and unite. And art has always been a great tool for conveying emotion. Looking at the world we are living in, I think we can all agree. Unity and the sense of connection is what we need more of. So to wrap up this, I have had the distinct privilege of working at PAWS for almost 35 years. There have been many proud moments as well as many setbacks. Today, I can assure you, is a proud moment. Your support enables us to raise our voice for animal welfare worldwide. And collaborative efforts such as this project ensure we are heard more loudly. Thank you to everyone in attendance here today. I believe I speak on behalf of all organizations involved and in this exhibition when I say that we would not be here without you. Thank you for the opportunity to share the work of PAWS and enjoy the evening. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Kristen. Thank you to the entire Walt Disney Family Museum staff. You have been you are always such a pleasure to work with, and this is no exception. So thank you for this opportunity. I want to share with you a conversation I just had, and I hope it's okay with the folks that I won't point them out, but the folks that I was just talking to. And it caused me to reflect on a lot of what we are right now surrounded by. And that was some of Dr. Jane Goodall's seminal work that really was reshaping the way that we think about the distinctions between humans and animals, and what does it mean to be a human versus what does it mean to be an animal. And she was one of the first to show tool use and to have that documented in film and on photograph. And as we're talking about this, I couldn't help but look And some of the photographs of the chimpanzees, well, they've got tools in their hands. They've got the paintbrushes. And isn't that extraordinary that here we are now, these decades later, celebrating that fine line between what is it that distinguishes humans from animals. And art, the creation of art, the expression, the self-expression, all of that we are surrounded by here. So thank you for allowing us to share this and to celebrate it. I have the great honor of being the executive director of the Jane Goodall Institute. We support and run one of the largest chimpanzee sanctuaries in Central Africa, Tchimpounga, which is where these beautiful images are from. We have expanded beyond chimpanzees, and we now are working with other animals that are highly endangered and trafficked, unfortunately, that are victims of the wildlife trade and wildlife trafficking, including pangolins and mandrills, in addition to chimpanzees. So thank you for the opportunity to share this work, to share this with all of you, and for the support of the Walt Disney Family Museum. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Joseph and Anna, and to your wonderful organizations for all your hard work on this. I would like to take a moment to especially thank our exhibitions team and our AV team and our extremely talented Director of Collections and Exhibitions, Marina Villar Delgado, who designed this beautiful exhibition and helped me immensely in navigating the ins and outs of co-curating an exhibition, which I've never done before. It looks amazing, so please join me in giving our exhibitions team a big round of applause. I'd also like to thank our wonderful public programs and marketing teams, and especially our Director of Marketing and Communications, Caitlin Moneypenny Johnson, who unfortunately could not be here today. This exhibition could not have happened without them and their help getting it off the ground and out into the world. And lastly, I'd like to thank our Executive Director, Kirsten Komorowski, who supported this rather unique exhibition idea from the very beginning and helped us ensure it was a success. Thank you guys so much.